What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. Today's video, we have the Atlanta Hawks, one of the best young and up-and-coming teams in the entirety of the NBA. They made a huge trade this offseason for DeJounte Murray. They gave DeAndre Hunter a fat contract extension yesterday, and this team's definitely within the mix of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. So do I think this Atlanta Hawks team is going to be going back to the Eastern Conference Finals where they were just 2 years ago? My honest answer is I don't know, but this team has definitely gotten better. They've gotten deeper, and I think what they've really done is set themselves up for both success now and in the future. I think them, the Cleveland Cavaliers, have both done a really good job of that. And our goal today is to obviously get the Hawks a championship. So before we do get into this video, of course, I do want to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. Let me know some other videos you guys do want to see. Of course, the NBA season does tip off today. I am so excited to get back into watching basketball every single day. Seriously, brings me one of the greatest joys in this world. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys want to see. I try to get through as many current teams as possible before we actually got into the regular season. So now that we are here, of course, I'll finish up doing all the regular season, or excuse me, the regular teams, but I'll also do some more historic. So let me know down below in the comment section. Of course, as well, if you guys are new around here, have not yet subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you here. And also, I do apologize you guys didn't get a video on Friday or Monday. A little bit of a chaotic weekend, to be honest with you. But without further ado, man, this Atlanta Hawks team is set up really beautifully for now and in the future. Let's see if we can get them a championship. Let's go over this Hawks roster a little bit before, of course, we make any trades, we get into anything like that. So it's obviously one of the younger and better rosters in the entirety of the Eastern Conference. Let's talk about it a little bit. We got Trae Young, one of the most electrifying young players in the entirety of the league, one of the best young players in all of the NBA. So he's obviously not going anywhere. He's on a fat contract. There's no plans to trade Trae Young. We have Aaron Holiday. He's not a horrible backup point guard option. We'll see how long he lasts. We have Armani Brooks here as well. I'm obviously not tremendously worried about my backup point guard option. We have DeJounte Murray here, who's actually on one of the more team-friendly contracts that I've seen for a player of his caliber. He came over from San Antonio in the offseason. He'll definitely get paid at some point in time, but as of now, these 2 years, it's a really nice contract for us to have here on the books. We have Bogdan Bogdanovic, who I don't know if it's a long-term option at all. He's a very good sixth man off the bench, seventh man, whatever he ends up being. We have Justin Holiday here as well. The small forward spot. We have Mr. DeAndre Hunter, who got a fat contract extension yesterday, as I mentioned. I went ahead, and 2K hadn't updated it yet, so I tried to do as much accuracy as possible when I kind of put in this extension. I just went on Spot Track, and this is kind of what it told me, so hopefully this is somewhat accurate. But yeah, he got that extension, obviously. Final year of his rookie deal right now. And then it kicks in. We have AJ Griffin, and then we have Vit Krejci here as well. The power forward spot, we have John Collins. I know there were some rumors floating around with him this offseason. Ended up staying here. I don't really have a ton of plans to move him. We're really not going to get that much better of an option at the power forward spot, in my opinion, that we can realistically trade for once he does start. You know, he actually does develop quite nicely. So John Collins, in my opinion, right now, not going anywhere. We have Jalen Johnson here as well. Actually does progress decently well, so we'll see what we end up doing with him. Then we have Clint Capella, who it's underrated that he's 28 years old. I feel like he's not that old at all. But he's here, and he's on a 3-year contract, so hypothetically we have him the whole time if we want him. We have Onyeka Okongwu, who another guy who really progresses quite well. Really no plans of trading him. Of course, if he does ask for some really big money at some point in time, we might end up considering some trades for him, but he's only 21. Obviously, has a lot of potential there. We'll see what happens. We have Frank the Tank Kaminsky, and then we have Chris Silva here as well. So there might be a small trade or two we do make before year one kicks off, but nothing really make or break right now. So let's maybe make that one small move or two, and I'll see you guys at the rotation. The Cleveland Cavaliers want to go ahead and give us a first-round draft pick in 2026 for Frank Kaminsky. He was just honestly not going to be in the rotation. I have no need for more than 2 centers on a team. I'm sure you guys agree with that. So the 2026 first-round draft pick. We also get Jamorko Pickett. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have no idea who that is, but welcome to the team. And that's one trade down. And our final move here is going to be coming with the Miami Heat. Chris Silva's going over there. We're going to be sending, or excuse me, they're going to be sending us back a 2027 first-round draft pick and a second-round pick in 2026. Was Chris Silva ever on the Heat before? I don't know why I feel like he was. Yes, he was. I knew it. It's my random basketball knowledge of the day. Have fun back in Miami, Chris. So that's going to be all the trades we really make. I don't really see a reason to make any other major moves. Nothing's really going to make or break this team. And of course, there's a lot of things I want to do with this team. I want DeAndre Hunter kind of show us why he has that big fat contract extension. I'm hoping John Collins can maybe step it up a little bit this year. And ultimately, I really want to see how this backcourt with Murray and Trae Young meshes together. So that is it for now. Let's go ahead and set this rotation. It is officially now the start of year one for us here in Atlanta. This team is looking really good on paper. I'm hoping that translates to a lot of wins. hopefully one of the top seeds in the East, but only time will tell. It's going to be Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Clint Capella. On paper, probably one of the best starting fives in the entire Eastern Conference. Of course, things happen. Who knows how this team will kind of mesh together. I think it's going to work out. The bench unit's not horrible. It's not great. It's not horrible. We have Bogdan Bogdanovic, Onyeka Okongwu, Aaron Holiday, Jalen Johnson, and AJ Griffin. So especially with those bottom two slots right there, some really young pieces. Hopefully they can both kind of progress, eventually kind of maybe secure themselves as the 6th, 7th man, whatever it may be. As of now, this team is looking good. And I'm hoping for a really solid first year. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. So we had a really good first year. And I hate to say this, but I almost feel like we overachieved so much where I don't want my expectations to be too high that we went 66-16, which is absolutely ridiculous. I thought this team was good. 66 wins is bonkers. But I'm just hoping it doesn't blow my expectations with the rest of this video out of the water. But we will see. I'm hoping for a good playoff run. That's all I care about. We have Luka Doncic winning an MVP. I know, shocker. Jabari Smith Jr. Rookie of the Year. These year 1 awards really never change too much. Typically you see it every year. And I really wish something would change up a little bit. But unfortunately, 2K gives Luka a 37, 38-point triple-double way too often. It's absolutely ridiculous. We are definitely the 1 seed here in the East. Surprisingly good, really good year for the 76ers. We're only 9 games ahead of them with 66 wins. Impressive season from them nonetheless. And best record in the NBA. You saw Nate McMillan won a Coach of the Year. Very well deserved. And now we're hoping to gear up for a really impressive playoff run. Trae Young averaged almost 28.5 points a game, almost 11 assists. Beautiful numbers from our superstar. We have DeJounte Murray, really solid first season here with us in Atlanta. 18 points, 6.5 boards, 10 assists. That's awesome. 2 really good playmakers there in our backcourt. John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Clint Capella even had a double-double with 10 and 12. I mean, overall-wise, this team's really meshing together well and really playing together well. So we're obviously hoping for a successful playoff run. Let's see who we got here in round 1. It's going to be the Brooklyn Nets. Not the easiest team to face. With Kyrie Irving, you have Kevin Durant here. I mean, you can take a look at the rest of this team. I still cannot believe it. They cannot find a way to get Ben Simmons into that starting lineup. But they actually take game 1 from us. We then win 2 straight. We go up 3-1. And we're on to the Boston Celtics here in the Eastern Conference semifinals. So another not-so-fun team to face. This team was obviously in the NBA Finals last year. Didn't win it, but they definitely reloaded this offseason with the additions of Brogdon and Gallinari. Cannot wait to watch the Celtics tonight, by the way. But they're a very good team. And honestly, they might be one of the only other teams in the East that can kind of go shot for shot with how just deep this team is on paper. I'm not saying that the Hawks are better than the Celtics. I'm just saying depth-wise, both these teams are absolutely crazy. We end up winning in 7. We are here in the Eastern Conference Finals. We made it here 2 years ago, obviously. Technically, when they obviously played the Bucks. And then ended up losing. We have James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Matisse Thybulle, Tobias Harris, Embiid. They have D'Anthony Melton, PJ Tucker. Another really good team here. And at the Philadelphia 76ers. So let's see if we can get by them, make it to the NBA Finals here in our first year. And we really didn't honestly make a ton of moves. So I'm not going to really feel too accomplished, even if we make it there. And we do end up making it there. Trae Young, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Mr. Brandon Ingram, Western Conference Finals MVP. So it's CJ Ingram, Trey Murphy's eye. I mean, you guys know what this team looks like at this point in time. It's not a fun one to play, strictly off of how good Zion Williamson is. But, it's a team that I think we can beat. We're up 3-1 right now, and we win a championship in year 1. So, yeah, that's obviously awesome. DeJounte Murray, unbelievably good series for 5 games. And we're hoping to win more because I don't really feel that accomplished because we really didn't make any big moves that would translate to help this team win championships. So, let's get into the offseason, I guess. We're obviously hoping for some really, really good momentum moving forward because I think this team definitely has it now. And let's sim the draft lottery. Wizards, Pistons, Jazz, Raptors, and the San Antonio Spurs. Well, obviously Nate McMillan's not going anywhere. He just won Coach of the Year and then just won a Finals. That would be pretty dumb to fire that man, in my opinion. Let's head up to the draft where we do have the 30th overall pick. We also have 30 in round 2 as well. And if we take a look at the players we still have under contract right now, there's really not any of them I want to move. And we have pretty much all the starters locked up, which is really, really big for me. I'll honestly probably draft somebody at number 30 and then let the CPU just draft somebody for me with 30 in round 2. I mean, whoever I get here is not going to be a make or break prospect. Chris Murray's here. Is he related to Keegan? I'm assuming he probably is. You know what? Why not? Let's just take Chris Murray. Welcome to the, I almost said San Antonio Spurs. Welcome to the Atlanta Hawks. Scoot Henderson went 1. Chris Murray's actually a 75 overall. They took Marcus Bagley in the second round. Is he related to Marvin? I'm assuming he probably is. It's pretty funny. Let's go ahead and look at some team player options. Bogdan Bogdanovic accepts. I'm bringing back Okongwu, Jalen Johnson, I'll bring back Vic Krejci as well. So Chris Murray definitely can make an argument for being our backup power forward now. I had no idea Jarrett Culver was even on this roster. I genuinely just didn't even see him. I'm not really sure where he came from, unless I probably just missed him. So we look at free agency. We have Justin Holiday. We have Jarrett Culver. I'm not super worried about bringing either of those two guys back. I mean, I'd like to maybe get a new backup point guard, but other than that, we're kind of all set for the majority of this. I mean, DeAndre Hunter, he's making a lot of money. Did he play unbelievably well? No. But did he really need to be putting up 20-plus points a game? No. That's really not his role on this team right now. So as of now, I'll keep DeAndre Hunter. I'm definitely going to keep the majority of this team intact. I mean, I'm going to have to make a decision between Chris Murray or Jalen Johnson. Honestly, might go Chris Murray. I'm not going to lie to you guys here. I kind of like going with the guy that I drafted, I did draft him, but, he kind of got handed to me as a 75 overall. So let's find a backup point guard right now. Somebody like Cameron Payne is not somebody I sign often. Honestly, wouldn't be horrible. I also see somebody like Dennis Smith Jr. here. Definitely still young, definitely has that potential. So, let's take a flyer on DSJ. Let's see if Dennis Smith Jr. can come in here, kind of prove maybe a little bit of a second chance, if you will. I believe he's actually in Charlotte right now. So Dennis Smith Jr. is officially here. He's going to be on a 2-year contract backing up Mr. Trae Young. And that's going to be our final move of the offseason. I mean, this team is literally all set. We have everybody that's really big locked up. There's really no reason to make any other moves. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. See you guys at the start of year 2. It is a relatively similar entire rotation here in year 2 for us in Atlanta. I mean, there's really no reason to make many big changes. This team, as you can see, a lot of these younger pieces are progressing, not regressing, which is obviously huge and something you definitely want to see on a team that just won a championship and has hopes of winning a couple more in today's video. So here's how it's going to look. It's Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Clint Capella. Absolutely no changes to the starting 5. The bench unit, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Onyeka Okongwu, Dennis Smith Jr., Chris Murray, and AJ Griffin. I decided to give Chris Murray the nod. I'm obviously really not going to be able to tell if having my 9th man in the rotation that's literally playing a quarter a game really actually going ahead and affecting this team's win-loss ratio, but maybe at some point in time something's not working. I'll throw Jalen Johnson back into the mix, but as of now, I want to go with the guy I drafted, so we're giving Chris Murray the shot. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. This is how it's going to look. This team's fresh off a championship, and I'm hungry for more. See you guys at the end of year 2. It looks like we had another really good year. We went 67-15, so 1 game better than last year, but even more awesome. Trae Young MVP. It's super cool to see somebody besides Luka winning it every year, and Trae Young, unbelievable season, very much deserved. Congratulations. Mr. Scoot Henderson, Rookie of the Year. Washington actually took him number 1 over Victor Wembanyama, who is right now the clear-cut number 1 overall draft pick. Cole Anthony, 6th man of the year in Orlando. Giannis wins DPOY. Darius Garland, most improved. Nate McMillan, coach of the year. Yeah, nobody else is going to get it with 67 wins. So we're obviously once again the 1 seed here in the East. We were 10 games up on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are another really good, really young and up-and-coming team in the Eastern Conference. And definitely could cause us some problems here in the playoffs if we're not careful. So let's take a look at the numbers. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray just doing everything for us. I mean, absolutely a ridiculous backcourt. Appear to complement each other really, really well. I'm hoping it works out in real life as well, because these two are going to be fun to watch. John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdanovic, Capella, Dennis. Ooh, actually really good season from Dennis Smith Jr. Chris Murray, Onyeka Okongwu, AJ Griffin. Not enough good things I can say about this team right now. I mean, 67 wins gets me excited. We have Milwaukee here in the first round, who's definitely not my favorite team. Whoa. So Chris Middleton's gone, replaced by Andrew Wiggins. They have a 68 overall and RJ Nembhard in their starting 5. It's an interesting move. Not necessarily maybe one that I would have thought would be the best idea, but if it's one of the only shooting guards they maybe have, they might have to do it. They definitely do have the best player in the series. I would say we have the better team, and I guess we get our revenge for the 2021 Eastern Conference Finals with the Milwaukee Bucks. The Indiana Pacers are here in the Eastern Conference semifinals. They've made some additions. They have added Dariq Whitehead. They've added Kyle Kuzma. They've added Tingus Pingus. And overall-wise, they're building themselves a pretty good team. I wouldn't say they're necessarily even remotely close to as good as us, but thanks for coming. You're welcome for the experience. Cleveland here in the Eastern Conference Finals, another absolutely insane backcourt. They have an absolutely insane front court. I would definitely give them the edge in this, in the front court department. And overall-wise, another really good team. Good mix of veterans and some young pieces. We are down to nothing to start out the Eastern Conference Finals. We win the next 2, so we lose 2 on our home court, then win 2 on their home court. We actually go up 3-2, and that really feels good. Can we go on? Yes, we can. We're here back in the NBA Finals. We got a rematch of last year, this time taking on the New Orleans Pelicans once again. CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Herbert Jones, Zion Valanciunas. Really not a ton of changes for this team here in New Orleans. I'm hoping they don't get any revenge on us. They do start up. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's not how I want this to go. It's really not. They do end up winning in 6, and Zion wins the Finals MVP. I was hoping for one of those little cheesy 2K down 3-0 comebacks. We couldn't get one, unfortunately, and the New Orleans Pelicans do go on to win in 6 games. So, a 67-win season. I'm not going to say it's for nothing. We made it to the finals, and of course, we already have won one championship. But I'm thinking this might be the offseason just because I don't want to stay stagnant and have the team remain exactly the same throughout the entirety of the video. I might make a big trade or two, and that's not me saying that I had to trade any of these guys, especially any of these starters, but in a situation like this, I feel like it's most fun, and the video does kind of get stale, and I agree that it probably would. I hope you guys agree if I kind of left this team exactly the same. So we do have the 15th overall pick via the Sacramento Kings. We have 29 of our own, and then 2 second-round selections as well. Let's see if we can maybe make a big trade or two. I'm going to try to trade for Chris Middleton. I think Chris Middleton's one of the more underrated players in the league. I've said this for a long time now, and again, DeAndre Hunter did nothing wrong for me to go ahead and try to trade him. Basically, it kind of comes down to who is, I hate to use the term worst, but who's the least talented player in our starting 5, and what position can I make a huge upgrade at? So Chris Middleton would definitely be that guy. He is somebody who regresses a little bit, but he's also somebody that shouldn't be too challenging to trade for. So I'm going to offer up DeAndre Hunter. Dennis Smith Jr. is in here because he has to be to make the money work. And we're going to go ahead and see if they want to give me Chris Middleton. He's actually in Charlotte, funny enough, for whatever reason, and I guess they were okay with getting rid of him. So I'm not going to use any of these draft picks, so if I could just maybe get some future draft picks, and, well, I'm not seeing any of these picks immediately. I'll do this with Phoenix and then just swap another second-round draft pick. So we're in a good spot right now. I think getting that upgrade at that small forward position will definitely help us. Is it going to be the be-all, end-all? It's really going to make this team hopefully back to a championship winner. We're obviously contenders, but I want to be winning championships. We'll see. Onyeka Okongwu will definitely be getting the qualifying offer. I'm definitely just going to bring him back. We have DeJounte Murray here in free agency, obviously pretty much my number one priority right now. I like to bring back Bogdan Bogdanovic as well. Really doesn't want a ton of money, and then finally I'm just going to give Okongwu the qualifying offer. It's the final season. Might as well go ahead and do that. So probably going to be the only really major moves we make this entire offseason. We can kind of look at the rest of this team. I know we do need to find a new backup point guard. And honestly, I hate to say it, we might be throwing Jalen Johnson in the mix right now in order to maybe find that position. So I'll probably throw in Jalen Johnson and Vic Krejci, 2 guys who really just were not going to play for me. So Johnson, Krejci, and then I have some other first-round draft picks. I have a lot of second-round picks, as you can see. Ricky Rubio, he's 33. It definitely scares me a little bit. But he might be my only option here in terms. I wouldn't mind getting a veteran off the bench. Gabe Vincent's here as well. Really didn't play last year at all for Detroit. Cameron Payne is here. He's definitely... Ooh, Cameron Payne actually played really well last year. Let's go ahead and do this. I don't need Trendon Watford really at all. So I'll just probably move him for a draft pick. But I'll do that, and then I'll see you guys through rotation at the start of the 3rd and final year. Here's how it's going to look for the final season in Atlanta. We've obviously been to the finals twice. We've won one. We've lost the other. I thought it was time for maybe an upgrade at the small forward spot. I'm not saying DeAndre Hunter could not have stayed here and we could not have won another championship. I'm just saying I did not want to make the video boring, and I definitely wanted to add an element to hopefully help this team ease a little bit of the burden. So it's Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Chris Middleton, John Collins, and Clint Capella. The bench unit, Bogdan Bogdanovic. He regressed a little bit. That's fine by me. We're not paying him a ton of money. Onyeka Okongwu, Cameron Payne, Chris Murray, and AJ Griffin. Let's see what this team can do. I'm super excited for hopefully a second championship. Let's see if we can go get that. It would have been really cool if Trae Young could have won a second MVP. Unfortunately, Darius Garland does take home those honors, and it looks like he really deserved it. To be honest with you, I missed our record. I was seamlessly scrolling to Twitter, as I do way too often. Caleb Foster wins Rookie of the Year in Miami. James Harden, 6th Man of the Year in Philadelphia. I never thought I'd see James Harden as a 6th man again. Obviously, he spent his time in Oklahoma City when he was a lot younger as a 6th man, and that kind of bit them in the ass a little bit. But nonetheless, wins a 6th Man of the Year. Actually, I think he won one in Oklahoma City, correct? I'm almost positive that he did. Yes, he did, back in 2012. So crazy, now we're in the year 2025. Giannis wins DPOY, Dyson Daniels, Most Improved, Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year. We go 62-20 this year, assuming that was the 1 seed. You know, it's a little bit less in the wins department than we had in previous years. I'm never going to be upset about 62 wins. I really care about another championship because that's what I really want here. Let's take a look at the numbers. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, John Collins, Middleton, Bogdanovic, Capella, Campaign, Okongwu, AJ Griffin, Chris Murray, Chris Clemens, rebounds, Capella, and assists, DeJounte Murray. So I'm obviously hoping for a championship. That's my number one priority. We have Charlotte here in round 1. LaMelo Ball, James Bouknight, who got arrested the other day. I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on in Charlotte these days, but there's no way this team's even touching us. Okay, 2K. I just don't know what to I wouldn't be as mad. I mean, we won a championship. Did we really deserve it? Probably not. But, like, we won a championship. But that's just 2K on its BS that I know so many of you agree with, and it happens to so many of you time in and time out. Can't really do anything about it. It's just how 2K works, and it sucks, but it's the reality of the situation. It's the reality of this game. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below. That'd be absolutely awesome. I hope you guys are as excited as I am for day one of the NBA season, day one of 82 games for my Boston Celtics. No, I'm kidding. We got all these teams I'm super excited to watch. Hopefully you guys are as well. Of course, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comments section. I'm super excited to continue doing some content during the season. Let me know what you want to see down there as well. So that pretty much wraps this one up. We did get the Hawks a championship. We really didn't make a ton of moves for it to happen, but we still got it, so I'm still going to take it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.